Welcome to the Line Life podcast. I'm Jeff Postlethwaite, senior editor of T&D World, and today we're bringing you more stories of the grit, courage, and inspirational teamwork that it takes to be a line worker.
Hi, this is Amy Fishbach, field editor for T&D World magazine. Thank you for tuning in to the Line Life podcast. Before we begin with our next episode, I'd like to wish all the line workers listening to our Line Life podcast a happy National Lineman Appreciation Day. I hope that your utilities put you in the spotlight and gave you the recognition and honor that you deserve for all the hard work that you're doing in the field. For this episode, we are featuring Milton Draper, a journeyman line worker and foreman for Ameren, Illinois. You'll first hear from Milton, and then you'll hear from his 9-year-old son, Preston, who I also met at the International Linemen's Expo in Kansas City. I hope you enjoy listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast. Milton, what brought you to the International Linemen's Rodeo Week this year?
Well, this is my 9th or 10th year coming. Usually a competitor. Sometime I'm a judge. Sometime I come with our committee. So
Okay, great.
it's glad to be here again with all of our guys.
Perfect. And what are you doing this year at this year's rodeo?
So this year I come as a committee guy.
Okay.
And we'll walk around. We'll coach our apprentices, help them out in any way they need. We'll also help our teammates as well. We have, I think, 7 or 8 journeyman teams. So we'll assist them in any need they need as well.
Oh, perfect. Talk about your career. How did you get into the line trade and how many years have you been in line work?
So I've been in for 15 years now.
Okay.
My father-in-law was a lineman. His brother was my supervisor, who was a previous lineman as well.
Really?
My wife's cousin's a lineman.
Really? So it runs in the family, right?
It runs in the family. It started actually with my wife's grandpa.
Really?
He actually was at the power plant.
Okay.
And that's how they all got on with the utility company. And here I am today.
That's really interesting. So how did you meet your wife then? Was it through the line trade?
It was not. Mutual friends down in Southern Illinois. I come from Tennessee. So she met basically halfway with another group. I had no clue we were going to be there. So
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So how did you get interested in line work then?
So they asked me. I come from construction as of like building houses and then commercial buildings.
Okay.
When I moved up, they said, "Oh, would you like to be a lineman?" I was like, "Well, what exactly do you do there?"
Right.
So I did a little research and I thought, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I love being outside. I love working with my hands. So I love a good challenge. So I accepted it and I did my 3-year apprenticeship in the Alton, Illinois garage. And still to this day, 15 years later, I'm still the same garage.
Oh, okay.
So it's
That's
pretty
great.
good.
So what is a day in the life like for you now?
For me, I run a 3-man crew with 2 apprentices. So usually there's about 5 of us normally. But I also help out with our training center as well with all of our apprentices.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So I work in the Belleville, Illinois, the training center there, and also in Decatur, Illinois at our training center.
Okay.
I'm basically they asked a lot of our linemen to come assist them. So I love watching apprentice start to finish. You know, it's great teaching ones from when they first start to climb up until the day that they actually top out. And then sometimes after they top out, they actually come help me train classes with me. So
that's great.
it's very refreshing, very rewarding to watch a guy start to finish the duty he has to do. So it's pretty cool. I enjoy it a lot.
That's wonderful. And then what about storms? I'm from Kansas City. I know in Illinois you have similar weather, but what are some major storms that you've worked on over the years?
Several hurricanes. I remember going up to Vermont on Hurricane Irene. I remember we went to the top of the mountain on that one. And a lot of the locals said, "Hey, you need to get out of here." Because the roads were washing out.
Oh, no.
So we had to hightail it down the mountain back to where we need to go before the roads washed out and, get back to our base. But
that is crazy.
Yes,
can you imagine being stuck up there?
Oh, it would have been horrible.
That would have been horrible. Oh, my gosh. What's another storm memory that you got?
We have lots of basically inline hurricanes, almost straight line winds. So I remember one job when I was freshly topped out. We did 5 miles of 3-phase line. Every pole was down. And I thought this is going to be crazy. And after about almost 2 days, we had every pole set, new wire pulled in. We were clipping in that next 3rd day morning, finishing up the job. So that one there it's nice to see, a big group of guys come together and tackle a job like that.
Oh, yeah.
Really fast. So that was another one down in Southern Illinois. Southern Missouri area. And that was fun.
That's
Enjoy
great.
it.
And then what kind of projects are you working on right now?
So right now, normal maintenance. The shop I'm in, we have lots of car hit poles.
Okay.
Actually,
that's hard to see, I bet, right?
It really is. And I had one of my biggest car hit pole jobs actually last week.
Really?
I had one car hit a down guy and broke 3 poles.
Oh my gosh.
Just right at the start of the morning last Friday. And, it was great. I had my crew and I had a couple contractors assist me. And, we got the job done within an 8-hour day. But it was go time. So
yes.
It's crazy. But we have a lot of car hit poles in our area.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
It's a drinking town.
It's a drinking town. Okay. So. Well, that's tough, though, to have to respond to those. So they feel like line workers are really first responders in a lot of ways, aren't they?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And then what about safety in the line trade?
Safety, we have almost just about every piece of safety equipment that we need. If we see something better, that's why I loved coming to the rodeo expo, is to better the trade, to better the safety, whatever tool that is, whether it's ergonomically or whether it's cover up or sticking, our company, they will get you what you need. If there's something new and we request it, they'll do their best to see if we can get that new piece of equipment so that we can all perform safely.
Did you see anything out here on the show floor that really caught your eye?
So there's several different things. Some of the guys got these new straps for rubber blankets. I've seen a lot of different vendors with different rubber gloves, rubber glove protectors.
Okay.
Some with Kevlar, which is good, cut resistant. Safety glasses. There's a lot of good vendors with safety glasses that are comfortable. And then hard hats. Our company is going through a thing right now, trying to check out different hard hats. And I picked out a few here. So we're going to take back some and see what we can do. I talked to one vendor about some safety goggles. We have straight line winds when it's really cold. So there's goggles that are out there to help protect us because we only have one set of eyes.
You have one set of eyes. You don't want to lose those eyes.
Exactly.
And make it impossible to do your job.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And then what are your plans for the future for your career?
My plans are to do line work as long as I can.
Sure.
And to help train apprentices as long as I can. I love, like I said, bouncing back and forth between my job normally and going to the training center and helping out. It's like I said, they're both rewarding. I have 2 apprentices now. So I go help train their classes, and then they come with me and they help work storms and work in the middle of the night with me as well. So I love doing that. Yeah. So my plan is to do it as long as I can physically.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. No, that's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today
for
the Line Life podcast. I met Milton at the Lineman's Expo, and he brought his family out to the International Lineman's Rodeo Week, including his son, Preston, who is also featured on one of our past Line Life podcast episodes. Here's what his 9-year-old son, Preston, had to say about his dad and many of his family members working in the line trade. Today I'm here with Preston Draper. Preston, where are you from?
I'm from Illinois, Edwardsville. My dad is on the committee.
So how do you feel about being out here at the Lineman's Rodeo Week?
I think it's fun.
What is your favorite part about being at the rodeo?
All the rides at the rodeo. I also like the expo.
Do you get a lot of free stuff here on the show floor?
Oh, yeah.
That's fabulous. And do you have any line workers in your family?
Yes, my dad, my grandpa, and his brother.
Your dad, your grandpa, and his brother. So do you want to be a line worker one day too? You don't know quite yet. How old are you now?
I'm 9.
You're 9 years old. Perfect. That is awesome. I'm very glad to have you here today, and thank you for joining me for the Line Life podcast.
It's been a pleasure.
To learn more about Milton and his career in the line trade, please check out the July Lineworker Focus Department, which is in T&D World's print magazine and is also on the website at www.tdworld.com. And if you know of a journeyman line worker who would be good to profile, please email me at amyfishbach@gmail.com. We also have another department called Faces of the Future, which highlights apprentices. And you can also email me if you know of a good apprentice who would be wonderful to highlight in our magazine. We look forward to hearing from you.
This episode of the Line Life podcast was written, recorded, and edited by Amy Fishbach. It was produced by Jeff Postlethwaite. That's me. To listen to past episodes, visit www.tdworld.com/podcasts or find us at Podbean. You could also drop us a voice memo or message at linelifepodcast@gmail.com with your comments on this episode. We'd love to hear from you. Please follow this show on Podbean or your favorite podcasting app to be updated when new episodes are released. Thank you for listening.